We have started a live video. Now let's talk about hypnosis. Hypnosis is a really fascinating subject because a lot of times when I ask somebody if they've ever been hypnotized, they say no. And I think they think about the stage hypnotist who's up on, performing and brings a bunch of people up and then has people do a bunch of hilarious things like you might see in Vegas or whatever. And that's one form of hypnosis for sure. Or a lot of people think about the therapeutic type of hypnosis where they actually hire somebody and they're going in to work on a particular thing. And so they figure if they haven't done the stage hypnosis and they haven't done the therapeutic hypnosis, that they have never been hypnotized. And I would argue that there's hardly a person on the planet who has not been hypnotized. If you've ever seen a television, a radio, read a book, watched a movie, dazed out in the middle and daydreamed in the middle of the afternoon or something like that, you're in a hypnotic state. So first thing I wanted to do real quickly is just define hypnosis, which I define it as using the imagination in a focused state of relaxation. That's what I call trance. And then what changes trance into hypnosis is that you allow suggestions to improve or change somehow for the better, hopefully, your belief system. And that is hypnosis. So for entertainment, we're allowing suggestion by using our imagination in this focused state of relaxed trance. We're using our imagination to act a particular way that's entertaining and fun, or that's exciting and it's a new experience that's very interesting. In a therapeutic type of way, we're allowing suggestion to give us new resources to improve our experience of life somehow, to overcome something that's been bothering us, whether it's trauma or depression or anxiety or a bad habit like smoking or overeating or alcohol or something like that. And it's really, really powerful. A lot of the stuff that I do is based off of sports psychology. It's taken from the practice of NLP, neuro-linguistic programming, and then a lot of behavioral psychology. The main influence is Carl Jung, who himself had a psychotic break, and instead of being driven into the fear, he had an understanding of what was happening with him to a degree where he sat back more like a person in the audience just watching what was happening with his psychosis. And he actually communicated with it, and he journaled about it for years, 3 years, something like this, where he was in communication with his psychosis and learning from it. And he talked to it like it was another individual, but this also developed a lot of his model of psychology that was, in my opinion, an improvement upon his predecessor, who was Freud. And this is where he came up with the concept of the unconscious mind. And that's what I base a lot of my coaching on. And as a matter of fact, I base all of my coaching on it and all of my hypnotic practice on it as well. So this focused state of relaxation, the focus is important. That's what the old hypnotists used to do when you would see them uh, dangling a coin in front of somebody and telling them to follow it with their eyes, created a focused intention, and then telling them to relax and little by little getting them comfortable with suggestion. And hypnosis gets into the unconscious mind at such a deep level, it's no longer conscious a lot of times, which is what 90% of our programs that are running, that's where they're at. The programs that like open doors and wave to people and drive the car to work and back and eat, and the programs that have our heart beat and pump our blood and create new cells are all unconscious programs energized by something that we don't have to constantly think about for them to run. They're in the background, under the surface, and that's why we call them unconscious. So when you go to a hypnotist, they're teaching you how to communicate with your unconscious on a higher quality level that allows for greater changes to occur. It's very transformative. But it's not the hypnotist that's all powerful and in control of your mind. It's the individual who is relaxing and focusing and using their imagination, and then the most important word, allowing for those suggestions to become believable within their own realm. So when somebody comes to me and asks if I can hypnotize them to stop smoking cigarettes, I can say yes or no. I don't really know. I can definitely hypnotize them. And whether I can change their belief of whatever it is around the cigarette smoking that they're trying to work on, that I don't know. So I asked them a series of questions like, why do you want to stop smoking cigarettes? What does it mean to you? Why do you smoke cigarettes? How long have you been doing it? How did it get started? And what would happen if you keep smoking them, and what would happen if you stop smoking them? A lot of different questions. And once in a while, I'll meet somebody to where they just give me the right answers, and I know they would allow the suggestions that I give them to be deeply seated and to take them into their belief system, because they have the right reasons a lot of times for smoking, for wanting to stop smoking. And then those changes can take place. So one of the things that I also talk about really frequently is self-hypnosis. And I'm actually going to teach this online soon, probably towards the beginning of the year. I'll have a little bit of an online course to teach self-hypnosis. And I'm working towards having courses up that will teach you how to hypnotize others if that's an interest for you as well. But self-hypnosis can be incredibly powerful. So first off, what can self-hypnosis do? It can help you improve your quality of sleep, improve your focus, lift your energy up to give you more energy or more positive feelings. It can actually help, like I've cured some of my allergies with it. I've relieved pain and ache with it. One thing hypnosis works really, really well on is physical pain. And then, of course, it can also really have a lot of influence on unwanted habits like smoking cigarettes or depression or overeating or alcohol. And then it can also be used like sports psychology, where you can increase your level of athletic ability and your focus and get in that zone of improvement in performance. So it's unbelievably powerful. So a real quick how-to on self-hypnosis is to, number one, have it be a believable goal. So something that you're wanting really badly, that's very important to you. And be able to see it. Like say if I want to have a higher quality sleep through the night. So say like I've been experiencing what I think is real low quality sleep, and I wake up not feeling well, and maybe like I hadn't even slept at all. And so what I want is to have a good quality sleep every night. So the first question to ask yourself, how will you know when that has happened? And so, well, I'll know it's happened because I'll wake up and I'll feel energized and I'll feel good and I'll feel well rested. And so then you go through a process that's like a meditation. That's why I call a lot of things meditation. I meditate all the time. And if this were my issue that I was dealing with, I would meditate on it where I would see myself waking up feeling well rested. I would hear what I would say to myself, like, oh yeah, I feel good. That was a really wonderful night's sleep. Calm and relaxed, but energized and ready for the day, feeling positive and good, strong, vibrant. All these words I would attach to it. And I would hear myself saying those in my head, those statements. And then I would feel it as if I had just woken up, having all of that had happened. And I would feel it where in my body. And I would notice just those sensations of that energy and that feeling. And then I would speak to my unconscious while all of that was going on. And I would say, that is the quality of sleep I want. This is it. Every night. And so then I'll probably set up a trigger. And so I'll put up a note where when I wake up in the morning and I'll sit up in bed or something like that, I'll see this note that says, remember your quality of sleep, or wake up energized, wake up feeling good, just whatever, a 2 or 3 word little statement that'll just remind me to notice that it happened. But then, importantly, before I go to sleep, I'll set it up and I'll say, this sleep, this period of sleep tonight is going to be restful, and I'm going to wake up. I'll say what it's for. So like an intention setting. This sleep session is going to be restful and give me a feeling of health and energy and calm relaxation. And then I'll say how I'm going to feel when I wake up. So usually when you're done with a hypnotic session, you're going to feel one of two ways. You're going to feel relaxed and calm, or you're going to feel energized. So in the morning when I wake up, I want to feel energized with a nice calmness about it. Feel healthy and vibrant. And I'm going to add all those words into it. And I'm going to feed like you're feeding that to your unconscious. Like that's its program, its duty to run through the nighttime, and then to let you know that it's finished when you wake up in the morning. So I'll do all that. I'll set it all up, and then I'll just forget about it, and I'll do my process, and I'll go to sleep, And when I wake up, I see my note that says, notice how good you feel. And I'll notice like, oh yeah, I feel vibrant and I'll feel energetic and I feel really, really good today. And just have the, before you go to sleep is going to set up the reinforcement for how you feel when you wake up. And then how you feel when you wake up is going to reinforce that what you did before you went to sleep was accurate and good and efficient, that it worked. And this is a really, really powerful thing. This is just a simple exercise. It's a form of hypnosis, self-hypnosis, that's like visualization that they teach to sports psychology, but it's a little deeper and a little more in depth, and it's incredibly powerful and it works. So if you put this into practice, you will notice from day one the quality of your sleep getting better and better and better, or whatever it is that you're wanting to work on. So if you're interested in hypnosis or you're interested in coaching, then get a hold of me, because the changes that can occur from that are gigantic. We all have issues, whether it's fears, anxiety, depression, guilt, or shame, or just wanting to perform something better that we're already doing well. And 99% of it, we can improve ourselves. We can just make the decision to improve and do it, because we're going to feel good when it's done and we have that control. 5% of the time, 1% of the time, there are issues that we don't understand, we don't see, because maybe we're too close to the source, or it's something we haven't dealt with before, or maybe the tools of management that we currently have are working, but they're not working well. And we're still depressed, we're still anxious, we're still confused or hurt. That's when you need a coach or a hypnotist to add to those resources, to improve them to something greater, to create even better health and feel better about your life and have a better experience overall. So if you're curious about coaching and you think working with me might be the perfect thing to get you to the next level, contact me. And if you're interested in a giveaway for a free hypnotic session, send me a message and tell me what you would be interested in working on and why you want to change it. And by the end of the year, I'll draw a name out and we'll have a great session that I would love to talk with you about once it's over with and a month or two has gone by. So everybody, enjoy your evenings, and thanks for jumping on here with me. I'll talk to you all soon.